but.
All right, guys. Well, it's 9 o'clock, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So everybody should be on mute already. If you're not, please do so, because I'm going to record and the background noise makes it annoying to our YouTube viewers.
And please excuse Jen's voice. She's getting over a cold, so she's not been crying.
Everyone likes my voice just fine. Okay, so we are going to screen share. And we are starting off with a super awesome announcement that Michelle Harris made. So hopefully you guys saw this already on her Facebook, but we have a brand new, newly retired coach in our network. So Michelle Harris, she was an elementary school teacher, and she's now, this was her last official year teaching, and so she's going to be doing her business full-time now. And these were some of her little quotes from her post that I loved. My students are amazing, and I will miss my teacher friends so much, but this is also an opportunity I cannot pass up. Being able to take Jordan to the bus stop, to be a mom and volunteer in his school, being able to spend one-on-one time with Ashlyn, which is her younger daughter, and I'm still going to do something that I absolutely love to do. So we are super excited for you, Michelle, and we're cheering you on, and we knew this day would be coming. We're so excited for you, so congratulations.
You could be a DJ.
Oh, yeah. Don't quit your, oh, never mind. Okay, so we've got our top PV earners, our top recruiters. So there's Michelle up as our top PV earner, which you see her there in that spot, lots of weeks. We also have our top recruiters, and this is for the week that ended on Thursday, so the Beachbody week. You know, it ends on Wednesday night. So we've got our top recruiter, Samantha Knight. She's one of our new coaches in Fit Family Network. She just got started last week, and she's been rocking it out and getting people plugged in. So awesome job this week, Samantha. That's amazing. Jenny's got 5 new coaches. Stephania, 3 coaches. Kristen Dunn, 3 coaches. Nikki Wallace, 3 coaches. Nicole Cave, 2. Sarah Lutz, 2. Sharon, 2. And Stella, 2. So great job, guys, bringing new coaches into your business. Our top PV earners with the 500 Club, congrats to Sandy, Chelsea, Karen, and Kelly. Kelly with an I. And we've got our 300 Club listed below as well. So great job, guys. Every single one of those numbers is not just a number, but it just represents people that are getting added into a challenge group or getting on Shakeology or just making a decision to make a lifestyle change and to just start taking healthy steps to, you know, to be a part of this. So great job. We're super proud of you. Our rank advancements, so great job. Samantha and Angela, our new emeralds, and Dawn, who's our new ruby. So that is super exciting. We don't see many rubies, so we know that we'll probably be seeing Dawn coming up here as a diamond coach soon, I'm sure. So great job, guys. So you have probably been seeing a lot of information about Summit, and it's just like 5 weeks away now. If you are an elite or premier coach on our team, then registration opened today for you to go ahead and get set up on your track, to register for your workouts with the trainers, to get set up for your boxed lunches and your shuttles and all of that. Make sure that if you are going to Summit that you are in our Fit Family Summit group, because there is additional information on shuttles that are specific to our hotel, as well as possible workouts that we're going to do at the hotel. So make sure that you are in that group and getting all the up-to-date information. There's also the FAQ 2940 for information on getting registered, because that is a huge thing. Myself and Mike, we're doing the blue track, Hall C, I believe.
So Scotty's
Scotty's Team Dynasty is doing the same as well. I don't know about the hall, but I know that the majority of people are doing the blue track. So just for Bombshell Blue, I guess. But just, make sure to check it out and do do which one you think you're going to get the most out of. This is your summit. This is your event, and it's up to you to get as much training and opportunity out of it, or as little as you want out of it. It's up to you. It's your game. So do what you want to do.
People have gotten very little. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get into the meat of our call. So tonight's call is about first steps to success. And these ladies listed below, they were all kind enough to send me some tips on some things that they do for their coaches to get them set up with their first steps to success. And so I'm excited to share with you some of these tips that that these coaches shared. So here we go. Starting with me. Now, I put 3 tips down here. My first one is be here in a year. And when I first started as a coach 4 years ago, we didn't have the 3 vital behaviors. We had something called the game plan, and there was actually 10 things on the game plan, so that's a lot more to remember than just 3 vital behaviors. But one of the things that I wish they would have moved over into the vital behaviors was be here in a year, because that for me just kind of gave me something to to focus on. And those first few months where I was frustrated from not getting people involved, it took me 4 months to become an emerald. I was okay with that disappointment because I was like, all right, well, I'm in this for a year anyway. So whether I become an emerald in month 1 or month 5, I don't care, because I'm going to be here for a year. So it just kind of gave me, a timeline to justify what I was doing. A lot of the times when you're talking to people in the beginning, somebody that you reach out to on day 1, where you're like, oh my gosh, this person is going to be amazing for this business. I know they're going to be interested. They may not sign up with you on day 1. It may take them a year or 2 years to decide, what, now is the time for me. I'm ready. There's somebody on this call tonight, Sarah, who we were chatting with earlier, and she's somebody that I reached out to initially and said, you've got an amazing story. You love health and fitness. You love helping people. This is going to be great for you. And she said, not right now. And we continued our relationship. And now she's a new coach on our team. And, the timing just had to be right for her. So that's another reason why it's super important to just stick it out, because not everyone is going to be excited as you. So number 2, be consistent. This first year is so crucial to establish your credibility and to build a foundation. People want to see that this isn't just your next latest and greatest idea. If you're anything like me, I always have my latest and greatest idea. One of them was I was going to do a smoothie blog where I was going to post a new smoothie recipe every day, and day 1 never even happened. So I had another one that this other wondrous idea that was actually while I was a coach. I bought this cookbook. It was a Giada De Laurentiis cookbook, and I was going to do a cook through the book.
I remember that.
And that never happened. I think I did 1 or 2 recipes, but so, people want to see that this is for real. This is something you're going to stick with and that they can trust you. And number 3, realize that the potential to help someone else, whether through the business or through physical transformation, is so much more important than any fear you may have. And if you are a shy person like me, you're going to get those nervous, anxious butterflies, when you reach out to invite somebody. And I still deal with that fear today. But knowing that, this opportunity has the potential to change their life or to make a huge improvement in their life, knowing that really outweighs that fear, that nervous anxiety that I have. So those are my tips for you. All right, next we've got Jenna DeStefano. She is the founder of Healthy for Life. She was the 2014 Elite Coach, a 2013 Premier Coach, and she's, an amazing leader in our team. I know a lot of us look up to her and love following her journey. Her tips are to read The Slight Edge as soon as you can. The sooner you can learn the importance of small, consistent behaviors compounding over time, the more successful you will be. And The Slight Edge is actually a book that my coach, Scotty Hobbs, told me to read from day one, and I never did until just January of this year. And I'm like, gosh, I wish I would have read that one. It is such a great book, and it's something you'll want to read like over and over again. It has a lot of great principles in there that you can apply in all areas of your life. So definitely add that to your reading list. And then the second one, realize that every single person you come in contact with is a life you have the potential to change. Use that motive from day one, and you'll always lead with your heart and keep your motives pure and honest. It'll also conquer any fears. So kind of similar to my tip too. All right, we've got Caitlin Lesk. She's with Team Intensity, and her team, her personal downline team is Team Inspire. She's one of our full-time Beachbody coaches, and her tip is to remember that all coaches struggle with difficulties initially. Being able to persevere through disappointments in the beginning is crucial. We all go through it, and we all go through it. It's normal. You just have to keep going. And number two, initially focus on getting as many people possible to know and understand what you are doing. And that one is a tough one because I can tell you for sure you're probably going to run in all the time to people saying, oh, you'll be so proud of me. I just bought Insanity. And you'll be like, what? I don't see your order in the back office. And they'll be like, oh, you're a coach? I didn't know that. I thought you just like to post about these workouts all the time. So don't just assume that people know what you do. And that's going to happen. And it's okay. You still want to help those people. But just know that that's probably going to happen. And that's why you need to make sure that people do understand that you are an avenue for them to buy the product as well as for you to help them using it. Michelle Harris, she's the one that we were just talking about, our newest full-time coach. And what?
Want me to clapping?
No, we don't need the clapping again. Thank you. She's with Team Intensity as well, and her personal downline is Team Fit and Fierce, I believe. She says her biggest piece of advice is simple: stay consistent with the 3 vital behaviors and make personal development a priority. Even if you have to do mostly audio, fit it in. It will make all the difference. So I do a lot of audio. I find it a lot easier to just plug it in when I'm in the car and I just listen. Last week we talked about those YouTube videos, the motivational speeches type ones. That's a great thing to listen to even if you're in the car for 5 minutes. It's just a great thing to plug into and listen. So there's no excuse to not have time for personal development. There's some way that you can fit it into your day. Nicole Cave, who's on the call with us tonight. She was a 2014 Premier Coach with her team, Change for Life. Her tips is to be organized and follow through with a daily checklist and business activity tracker. And that's been something she's been so good at since the start. She works a lot with my husband, Mike, and they do a lot of accountability calls, and she's always been really good about sending her activity tracker. And when her business isn't doing what she wants it to do, normally the BAT will show exactly why. So sometimes we avoid using it because the numbers don't lie, and that's just something that's going to prove it. So, stay organized and use some kind of a checklist, even if you don't want to use the business activity tracker. If you're using a to-do list, we talked about those last week as well. Just be committed to using some kind of daily list. Keep a list of conversations with customers and be consistent with posts on social media and follow up. And I also tell people to follow up with top coaches, or follow top coaches on Facebook and YouTube and take an extra 15 to 30 minutes a day to watch and learn. So if you guys were listening in before the call officially started, Erica Fallick was sharing how she had watched a couple of videos from Scotty and Melanie Mitro, who are both top 10 coaches, and she was just there sharing a couple things that she learned just from watching a couple of their videos, and they give great tips and great motivation and things that you can do in your business. And we've got our Team Intensity founder, Nicole Murray. She's also an Insanity and PIO instructor. Her advice is to read The Slight Edge. So there's Slight Edge again. Think twice before you post something. Read and reread. Does it add value, or are you trying to sell something? A post saying, visit my site, 50% off, buy now, click below, here's my link. That's the equivalent of a Macy's ad. When you look at a Macy's ad, does it touch you in any way? Does it make you feel a bond? No, it makes you want to spend your money. You are just a sale to Macy's, and they don't really care about who you are. Hashtag don't be Macy's. Instead, offer insight and value in your posts. Sell you as the coach. How can you help people add value to the product and someone's life? If you read your post and it sounds like a Macy's ad, revamp, and always, always feel free to reach out to your upline for their honest opinion. We all have been there. And I cannot tell you how many times I've written a post like for a coach opportunity or a challenge group or something, and I've had one of the coaches that we've just mentioned that have given these tips, I've shown them the post and just said, hey, what do you think of this? Does it sound good, or does it sound, salesy, or does it sound weird, or whatever? Or I've sent it to Scotty, who's my coach, or I've had Mike read it just to get another set of eyes on it. Chances are if you're having some kind of weird gut feeling, there might be something weird about it, or maybe it's just something outside of your comfort zone. So either way, it'll be good to just have someone else read it first before you put it into Facebook land. So that's always a good thing to do. So then it just kind of justifies that you are saying the right thing. Okay, so do you see a theme in those tips? When I was reading through them, the majority of those tips fall into two categories. That's going to be consistency and personal development. Hey, Bill, can you turn your thing on mute? Okay, thanks. All right, so those are the two things that it falls into. And the Slight Edge was brought up twice, so I would say that's definitely a must read. And like whether they were talking about being here in a year or posting on social media or following up or doing a to-do list, that all falls into the category of consistency. So if you can figure out the whole consistency thing and be consistent with your personal development, I would say that you've got a pretty good recipe for success. So your call to action for this call is going to be to, first of all, develop a plan of personal development. And this is actually something that my corporate representative, Arnold, had me do. And so this is how I set mine up. I created a spreadsheet, and it's on a shared Google document. And I created a list of books that I have heard, were great personal development books. Lots of times people on the National Wake Up Call will give suggestions. I also get suggestions from different calls and webinars that I listen to or that coaches in our team share about. And so I just kind of keep a running list, and in a call, I keep a column for this subject. So, there's going to be books that are more centered towards leadership or belief or time management, vision, things like that. And then I also include another column that is takeaways, because if you read all these books, at the end of the day, it does nothing if you're not actually implementing anything that you're reading. And I personally found that last year, because last year I set a goal for myself to read 52 books in a year. And I just did that because other people were doing it. So I was like, well, okay, if that's the benchmark that people are setting, I'm going to set it for myself. And I've just found myself trying to get through books just to say that I read 52 books, which I didn't even finish. But I wasn't getting anything out of them. I was just reading them so that I could say I finished them. And it even got so bad that I was choosing books based on how many pages they were. I was like, oh, I'm going to read this one. It's only like 60 pages. So, it doesn't really matter. It's not about quantity. It's about quality. And, and it's easy to lose sight of what you read. We all have busy lives. So we have a lot going on, and we may not have time to really sit down for 30 minutes and read without any interruptions and without kids coming up and wanting to know when dinner is. Or like if you're reading at work, like I used to do, I would just like try and fit it in sitting at my desk, pretending like I was doing something productive. And there's still other things happening in the background. So you may not be like soaking in everything. So that's why it's important to like just write in some takeaways for each book that you read and just kind of remind you of some of those things that stood out to you. And then also having the subject column, if you're having a particular struggle, if you feel like time management is a huge issue for you, you can go down and say, all right, somebody mentioned this book was great for time management. You can go back and find that. Or maybe you're, starting to develop more of a leadership role in your team and you want to help, develop yourself in that way. It'll just kind of help you to know what direction to go. And then I would love for you guys to post in the group what is one area that you can improve your consistency on, whether it's blog posts, IG, which is Instagram. If you're someone that just posts once in a blue moon, maybe you need to get more consistent with that. Posting on a like page, inviting. Tell us what it is and then commit to taking action and tell us what that action is going to be so we can all hold each other accountable to that.
You get something good for the commercials. Winter Summit.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Thank you.
Okay, next week's call is going to be leadership qualities. We're going to talk about ways to inspire and lead an amazing A-team. So make sure that you've got this on your calendar for next week, Monday, June 15th. Same time, same place, same link. So no excuses to not be here.
Invite a friend.
Invite a friend, invite your team, discount coaches or not.
Invite a short uncle.
All right, I'm going to take it off screen share.
Dramatic pause.
Yeah. Okay, so anybody have any thoughts, takeaways, anything to share?
I'm going to read The Slight Edge.
Yay!
That's my takeaway.
Yeah.
My next day.
I think it's a really good reminder to some of the coaches probably that have been coaching that aren't brand new coaches, to go back to the basics and always go back, to something like The Slight Edge, which is one of the first things that I read. So I enjoyed listening to all those comments from the top coaches so that I can go back to focusing on what I know I need to focus on. So thanks, guys.
Awesome.
Commercials.
All right. Well, a lot of us are already registered for Winter Summit, which is in December. We've been talking about it a lot in the group lately, and yeah, there's a lot of new people that will be coming this year, and it's going to be a much bigger event than we had last year. So we're super excited about that. And
our team's definitely growing. I just looked in the last 7 days, we've added 98 people to our Fit family. So just in the last 7 days alone.
Yeah.
So,
which is pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So there's a lot of people that may not know about Winter Summit. And there's still people that can get to Summit too. We had people register up until the day before. So don't stop inviting. We still have room.
Yes, but it is your job to let your downline coaches know about Winter Summit because they are going to have no clue. I mean, regular Beachbody Summit, that comes in emails and stuff from corporate, and they do all that kind of fancy stuff and make videos and everything. But, Winter Summit is like a secret word of mouth opportunity. So you've got to make sure you're telling them and letting them know so that they can plan on being there. And I think it's, all of us that were there last year can definitely attest that it's a life-changing, super awesome opportunity to go and connect with our team and make new relationships and stuff.
Scotty and Gabby will be there. Gabby's coming this year. I think they've already got their tickets. Someone from corporate, probably Arnold, to come again. And it's just going to be amazing.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll have Tammy Frazier there. She came last year, but she'll be a master trainer, I guess, this year. So that'll be really cool to have her there too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Jen, can I just share something?
Please do.
Go, Coach.
Okay. So it just had me thinking, this is what I was doing before that team call tonight. And I think it's another great tool for new coaches to gauge how they're going about with their consistency and sort of thing. And what I mean by that is, so I'm old school and I do everything on paper, but what this is it is just a spreadsheet, and it has all my social media. Like I have my Facebook friends, my like page, my Instagram, my YouTube views, my subscribers, Pinterest. And then I have my Beachbody customers. I have personally sponsored coaches, downline coaches, Facebook friends, sort of thing. And each month I track it. And obviously I fall into the second Monday of the month. Don't ask why. But anyway, I think it's really important, and it's a great marker for you to see. It just goes to show if you're following, again, that day, your BAT or your daily task sheet, where you're supposed to be, inviting so many friends a day, making new friends, sort of thing. But it's a great, like I said, it's a great tool to see your improvement. And even if it starts out slow, the thing is that it's still improvement. If you've only gone from 26 YouTube views to 29, it's still an improvement. And remember that. But again, I just think it's a really great, and it'll keep you on track more with being consistent. I personally think I wish I would have started it when I started coaching, but I didn't do it till about 6 or 7 months into it. But I just wanted to share that. That's all.
Yeah, that's an awesome tip. I love I track my social media followers as well on my various sites. And
You have your book here?
it's on Google Drive.
No, that big book that you carry around.
Yeah.
Yeah, show them your book.
Oh, no, I don't know where it is.
Oh,
I thought it was right there. Oh, here it is.
yeah, show them your book. Yeah, Jen doesn't go anywhere without this book either, because she
I
doesn't.
feel like everyone is posting about passion planners now. But yeah, this is what I've been using, and I'll show you. So I just kind of keep a list there for that week. Like those are people I'm talking to about PIO and 21 Day Fix, but no, I don't have anyone on that list. I don't know, it's so weird that 21 Day Fix is like the most popular program, but I don't really have that many fixers. It just kind of goes to show you that people will follow you, and that's just not my program that much. Well, whatever. So, but anyways, I just kind of
Just
keep
pissed
that.
off the whole team.
No, I love the program. It's just, I'm just in Sean T land right now. That's all I can say. But, so I keep that list of people that I'm following up with, and then I actually schedule them that next week to follow up and just kind of keep the conversation going. Because if you're talking to a lot of people, they will fall through the cracks. And even when you have people that are really interested, they can still fall through the cracks if you don't follow back up on the day, that they tell you, oh, I don't get paid until the end of the month, or, I'm getting this money on such and such day, so I can't buy until then. If you don't write it down, you're not going to remember. Even if at that moment you feel like, oh, I'm so excited, that'll be my first coach for the month, there's still a big chance that you're taking of forgetting. So just getting into that habit now, especially if you're a new coach that's listening to this, if you set those habits in place now, it's going to be so much easier for you to stay consistent with that and, have a method going forward when you're talking to a lot more people. Cool. So I wanted to give a quick shout out to John Rawson. He messaged me and said he was going to be logging in from work and just sneaking in on the call. So I appreciate your consistency with being on the call. I've got a chat message from Molly. Let's see. Running behind, but hello. Hi, Molly.
Is that Allie?
No, I
I'm
don't see.
sorry, be gone for a second.
Mm-mm.
But great. No, great. We really appreciate you guys coming back. I know for a while we got a little inconsistent with the calls, trying different things. And it's just one of those things that this is just proof that we're all on a journey. And thank God it's a marathon and not a sprint. Because how many different times in our journeys could we have lost? So just to see us all jump back on and take it seriously again and recarve out our Mondays is a great testament to the resilience of this family. And it's starting to show, don't you think?
Yeah.
I definitely see a family dynamic changing
Mhm.
again. And we're just molding and growing. Jenny messaged, she said hi.
Oh. Hi.
She says she has a lot to offer too and wants to do one of the calls coming up.
Awesome. And this time we'll make sure it gets recorded.
This time I won't have like major technology issues.
I remember that. Remember that was the day night our flight got canceled going to Puerto Rico and Jenny was doing the call. And she had like 2 different calls because it got kicked out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And she was like, it was nuts.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But
that's
she
super cool.
Right.
We'll try it again.
Yeah. Free deal. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining, and make sure you're on next week for our leadership call. And I hope you have an amazing week. See ya.
Bye, guys. Thanks,
Bye.
Jen. Thanks, Michael.